Hey, welcome back. It's Daniel here from Signature Performance in Costa Mesa, California, AKA Orange County. Thank you for coming back, what I call my Signature family. I'm excited to show you guys a new truck we just finished today. 2025 Ford F250. It's a beautiful truck. Obviously you see these trucks everywhere and you're seeing a wide variety of different versions of builds that we've done. So I'm excited to bring you something a little bit different. If you notice, if you look at the front grille, it says Roush. So this is a Roush edition Ford F250. What makes this truck different than every other F250 on the market? Typically, obviously the Roush logo. There was some fender flares here, which are gone, taken off by the customer, and they actually come lifted. They're utilizing a factory BDS 2-inch front lift coil and a Fox 2.0 shock front and rear. We get a lot of requests for that particular kit as it is, whether it may be a Carli coil, an Icon with a Fox shock, or an Icon shock. So the Roush comes stock with it. So a lot of questions is, if I have a Roush, can I lift it? Are the parts different? The answer is yes, you can lift it. So what we've done with this truck is we've upgraded the suspension with the 5.5-inch Carli Pintop kit. There's a couple variations of this kit, but I'd like to take you in. This truck rides really good, particularly because of the coil spring that Carli's designed. It's a dual rate progressive spring in the front. This particular model uses the King 2.5 shock in the front. So it not only is 2.5 in diameter, but look at that upper reservoir. It's finned, super clean. King's baseline comes blue. We do have them available in black. We also have black with gold now, which is really cool. I'd also like to show you on the back of the radius arm is the Carli radius arm drops. Super clean. They have high clearance in the back, so if you're off-roading. They also have an optional replacement radius arm. It is not required for any of their kits, but we do have that option available. What we did add as an upgrade on this kit is, if you look up under the front end here, is the dual steering stabilizer option. They offer what they call a high mount and a low mount. We typically never sell one or the other. We always sell them together because that is what we found to be the maximum capability and drivability. And you'll notice a really clean diff mount up front. They're the only company out there really going the extra mile like that. So I want to show you guys that detail. With this wheel and tire setup, we're able to clear a 38-inch tire. Truthfully, we probably could go a little bit bigger, but we wanted to give the vehicle balance, drivability, and this customer wanted a 24-inch wheel. What we did extra different about this truck than most 24s, in the wheel market, you're either typically going to get a 24x10 or you're going to get a 24x12. This wheel is a 24x11. We also had American Force custom build them to a 0 offset. Most of these wheels are going to come -19, -24. What that means is it's going to stick out an extra 3/4 of an inch to an inch. This customer didn't want any rubbing at all, and we still wanted to fill out the truck. So I'm really happy with the 24x11 0. It's similar to what a 24x10 would look like with a -19 or -12. So with the 11-inch wide wheel, you can see you get a nice 3.5 to 4-inch dish on the edge of the wheel. And then with the American Force wheels in general, when we order them for you, we can do all polished, we can do all black. This particular customer originally picked out a black and milled, then called back a few days later and said, hey, I really would like to do all black in the middle. I was a little bit questionable about it. Clearly, he made the right choice. This is one of my favorite wheel designs that we've done in a minute. They're wrapped in a 38x13.5 This is a Nitto Ridge Grappler. So this is going to be a hybrid tire, basically all-terrain compound with a mud terrain design. So you get a really nice balance out of this wheel and tire setup. Doesn't even really look too big for the truck. Again, you might be able to find that you can go up one set of tires. Not a lot of 39-inch options, and 40s is definitely would be a lot for this truck. The center caps are billet to go with these wheels, and then we did Gorilla spike lugs. Let me tell you about the rear suspension. So again, the front's a 5.5-inch Carli kit. There is some variations as far as option and height. We always like to figure out what block came with your Super Duty first. Some of these come with overloads or without overloads. We like to find that out from you. What we do to dial in the height is we always do the front first when we have the truck here. Take a measurement, talk about it with you, show you some trucks we've done in the past, and give you a suggestion. This particular truck had a factory 2-inch rear block. Again, it had that 2-inch leveling kit set up front as well. We don't like to stack blocks when we can avoid it unless the manufacturer has designed them to do that way. In this case, we used a ReadyLift rear block. We did a 5-inch block and U-bolt kit. These trucks come with either a 1-piece or a 2-piece drive shaft. What does that mean for you? Well, if it's 2 pieces, that means it meets in the middle. And as you lift your truck, that angle is going to change. So when you're lifting your rear, you want to find out if you have a 1-piece or a 2-piece drive shaft. We can help you figure that out. If not, when we do the block kit, we have a choice of a 1-piece or a 2-piece drive shaft. And the difference is dropping the carrier bearing down in the middle. This particular truck had a 1-piece drive shaft and had a 2-inch rear block. So we went up 5.5 inches in the front. Rule of thumb for us is to typically try to be 2 inches lower in the rear. So this truck has a 5-inch rear block and U-bolt kit. If you take a peek under the truck now, you'll see. We also did the matching King 2.5 shock in the back. Since this truck's a Roush and you're under there looking, that's another piece that's different about these Super Duties, is it actually features a Roush exhaust. The Super Duties and the GMs don't have very good looking exhaust. So if you're lifting your trucks, keep your exhausts in mind. The Roush in this case has really nice big dual tips. So hopefully that answers some more of your questions regarding the suspension. So the reason we choose to do 2 inches lower in the rear versus the front is majority of trucks come with a factory, what we call a rake, meaning the front sits a little bit lower. That's how the leveling kit market became what it is majority of leveling kits are 1 3/4 to 2.5 inches on the front. So using that same thought process, if you're lifting your truck 5 inches in the front, you're going to want to lift it 3 inches from the rear. So you really need to understand, again, what block size. The question I always get is, why is the truck lower in the front anyways? Truthfully, trucks are designed to tow and carry weight. And if you've ever done any towing of a vehicle that's perfectly level, and then you put weight in the back, it lightens up the front end. And going down the freeway with the trailer and the front end bouncing around, it's not fun, it's not safe. So if you're doing a lot of towing and we lift your truck and we want to make it level, or we just put a leveling kit, depending on the weight you're carrying, you might want to also consider airbags in the back. But we have all those options for you as well. And then one other thing we did with this truck that we're doing a lot of, in fact, we have an F-150 here, we're doing another one of these, is a horn blasters train horn kit. So this particular kit is their HK Stealth kit. It's a spare tire replacement. So if we want to go out back, I can show you guys right up under the rear fender well. So this is going to replace your spare tire. Just be aware, if you're going on long trips, you want to have your spare tire, you need to find a place to put it, because this will obviously replace that. But this comes with the bracketry, tank, compressor, all the train horns, and everything comes complete for these. And then we run the switch inside. So let me just take a minute here. I'm going to walk around the truck so you can hear it. Definitely want to put this on a separate switch. We mounted ours down here. Yes, sir. Lots of fun. So you can take your lift, your wheel and tire, or your train horn, and you can give us a call. Signature Performance in Costa Mesa, 888-680-0060, or you can definitely head to signatureptw.com. Look forward to talking to you guys soon.